Hi, this is Shelley Hoffman with PAC-B TV, Ask the Expert, and today I'm sitting here with MaryAnne Williams. She is with the Greater Baldwinsville Chamber of Commerce, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about Baldwinsville and being local.
Thank you. Going to start with our logo, Be Local. Kind of a neat little graphic reminder of the push pin of here we are, and encouraging people to do as much things in Baldwinsville as they can. And we understand you can't buy everything, you can't do everything in Baldwinsville, but it's a great starting point.
And there are a lot of things to do and buy here. Almost everything I need I can find here in Baldwinsville somewhere, 90% of the time.
Yes. Baldwinsville is a great community, and I have a very different perspective because I moved here from somewhere else. I am not a native, but I chose to move here, I choose to live here, and we find it to be a wonderful community for families, but also for businesses. And I've been so excited lately seeing a lot of our newer businesses really grasp the whole collaboration idea,
Absolutely.
Working together, doing events together. Oh, by the way, after you come to my business, go see this person and they can help you with that. And so that's very encouraging to see how people are more and more working together to build not only their business, but all the businesses. Because if you help someone else build their business, they might then come to yours. And it's just all about building a strong community.
Absolutely.
And I think another thing that's kind of interesting about Baldwinsville is, well, we're kind of our own little bubble. In fact, we joke about the bubble of Beeville. And I know that I have very few miles on my car because I don't venture beyond the bubble very often. But, you know, you come over the hill and there we are. We have the river coming through the middle of it. Everything is centered around a very walkable downtown. So you can park the car and then walk to a lot of different places. And you just can't do that in that many places anymore.
Well, and some of the events that you were talking about as well, they are walkable events.
Yes.
Everyone working together to go from point A to point B to point C and continuing, it's all a walkable. And when it's not, what is that neat little thing I see sometimes at some of the events driving around the chamber sponsors? The trolley.
That is actually not our event. That is done by a group of merchants. That chocolate event.
Oh, yes.
In November,
Yes.
and they will pull together and get a trolley to just make it easier to get around. And also, if the weather's not great, maybe, you know, it makes it a little bit easier. But I think when people get in their car, they're more likely to leave rather than to go to the next place in the village. So it's nice to give them a way to go to that next business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What else do you think is unique about Baldwinsville as opposed to other communities?
Well, we have the lock right in the middle of the village, and it is fascinating. So if you've never been down to the lock, you should go, because once it opens and the boat traffic starts coming through, it is so interesting, not just to see how the lock works, and that in and of itself is a whole interesting story, but seeing where all the boats are from. And there's everything from little boats to boats that cost more than my house. So there you go. And the people are generally very friendly. And one of the things that we do as the Greater Baldwinsville Chamber of Commerce, we staff the Baldwinsville Visitor Center, which is on the south side of the river. Cute little building. I have a wonderful team of volunteers who will start up the weekend of Memorial Day, and they're there to answer questions. Both of the boaters and just anybody else that comes through. Provide them with information, point them in the right direction. So if there's something you want visitors to our village to know, contact me at 315-638-0550 or baldwinsvillechamber@gmail.com, and we can arrange to get your information and announcements in the visitor center.
Oh, very nice. That's good to know as well. So if there's one thing you could share about your personal experience here in Baldwinsville that keeps you here, is there one particular?
It is definitely the strong sense of community. Because I've lived other places, I can compare and contrast. And I moved here from a place where I saw my neighbors maybe once, twice a year because they drive in, get their mail from the car, go up the driveway, in the garage, door down, and never saw them again. I know my neighbors here, and people keep an eye out for one another. And it's not just residents, but business owners as well. Everybody's kind of keeping an eye on everybody else. And it's just nice to know you're not here alone, that you do have this entire community working together.
Absolutely. And Baldwinsville, as we talk about all the time, is a great place to live. If somebody does have interest or they'd like more information about the chambers in general here, can they reach out to you and just let them know maybe some benefits or everything that you do? And you gave us your phone number, but I'm sure you have a website.
We have a website, baldwinsvillechamber.com. And we just launched a new one in January, and I'm really proud of the way it looks now because it actually is a good source of information now.
Absolutely.
So we have events on there, not just our chamber events, but any kind of community event that I become aware of, I put on there. There is information on how to join, and then there's also a directory of our members. So if you want to find someone who, say, does real estate, you can find that on our membership directory.
Yeah, it's definitely a great source of information. Well, I thank you for coming here today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
If you have more questions for MaryAnne about just being local, certainly reach out to her. You send us emails to PAC-B2019@gmail.com for questions for MaryAnne or questions for another expert that you'd like to see on this show. Thank you again for being here.
My pleasure.
Bye.